Hi! I know what you're probably thinking is, Kaye, it has been a really long time. It has been a long time. It has been like a year. And it's been a year. Like, it has been crazy. I did take vlogs throughout the year. It never felt right to post them. It always felt like I needed some kind of a closure. Basically, it took until October for my previous house to sell. Finally got done with that. I was able to jump on a new house right away, which is fantastic. It's an old house. It was built in '78, so it had some issues that came along with that. One of the things we had to do was a lot of engineers to like make sure the structure was sound, which I'll talk about. And there have been some really bad things. So all of that I have vlogged, but I thought I'm gonna be putting away some of my poetry books, and I just wanted to kind of jump in and talk to you about things. Like, I wish I had done more vlogs about just the amount of work that this house has been. Like, I painted these walls. Like, I painted all the walls in the house. They were quite an interesting color. I think that'll be a separate video. Here I'll just let you kind of catch up with me and see what's been going on in my year. It's nearly Christmas. I got my Christmas earrings in. I'm gonna put this bookshelf together and kind of talk to you again at the end. I think one of the big things, I've lost like 40 pounds. The baby weight I have been able to lose. I'm pretty much back to my like pre-baby weight, because having a toddler is fantastic exercise. So you're gonna see me looking a little bit chubbier, but that's just, baby weight from pregnancy and everything, and sort of the easing off of the breastfeeding and all of that. So yeah, so I'm gonna put poetry books up on this shelf. This is part of my office space that I'll hopefully be able to show you a little bit more in other videos, but otherwise I'm gonna jump into the vlogs so you can see what I've been doing just briefly this past year. I'm going on a walk for my health. I was asleep. It's gonna be too dark by the time he wakes up, so I'm on my own walk. I just want to say, best way to celebrate a divorce is to finally take the money you saved up for a tattoo and get a tattoo done. So I've got this to represent Kaye, and then I also got this one. I just went ahead and did the second one while she's doing touch-ups on the first one. They're both still in the healing stage right now, but I love them. I'm so glad I got them done. I've thought about it for so long and just never did it. And now I have them. It's cool. It was pretty easy too. So as soon as I setting up the appointment was the hardest part. But now I have them and it feels great. Just do a little update on the hair situation. Getting long and out of control. These bangs are ridiculous. But I am trying to grow them out, so it's kind of like, do I cut them? Do I not? Hey, just like a brief update on the hair situation. A little more under control now. The life situation. We're going to be packing up my old house. It still hasn't sold. It may not sell this year. Like, I'm really hoping we have a new strategy, so we're hoping that it'll sell, but political climate we're in is not benefiting anybody, but specifically in my situation, the selling of this house. But anyway, the baby's doing really, really well. Almost a year old. Like, I can't believe it. It's so exciting to see him grow and learn new things. It's been really, really great. So that part's been really wonderful. Don't remember what I was gonna say. I just wanted to make sure that I hopped in and just gave a brief update. I haven't been posting because it's just been crazy. So yeah. I don't know how good the quality is gonna be out here in the dark. I just decided to take another little walk. It's kind of late, but baby was asleep and I thought he might wake up and go for a walk with me, but he's just gonna sleep. So I'm gonna go for a walk for my health. So we did a whirlwind trip to go all the way up to Washington again and pack up the house. The main reason to go for the trip was that his great-grandparents were gonna be visiting up there. And I want to make sure that he got a chance to meet them in person, like whether or not he gets to meet them again. We have the photos for the memories, so that he'll just remember them from his other side of the family. So we went up there, met them. I mean, I've met them, but he got to meet them and play with his other grandma. And then we like in literally like one day went over, packed up all my things, cleaned. It was kind of a junk heap. Like it wasn't the worst, but it was not clean enough. Like it was pretty obvious why people hadn't been buying it. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to make sure that some things get done before we try and sell it again. We basically came off the market so we can relist it at the same price during a better season. Like nothing sells in that area in the summer anyway, so it's off the market right now. I packed up all my stuff. It's not come back with me yet, but it's like packed and away, and in just a couple of rooms so that it looks more like the house is like ready to move into kind of thing. But moving my stuff and moving it into a unit wouldn't make any sense because basically free storage for me right now, you know? So that's sort of where we're at with the house situation. Baby is gonna be a year old. Like I'm gonna have a 1-year-old. It's crazy. Like he's in full toddler mode now. It's fun. It's exhausting. Like honestly, there is no gym membership as good as having a toddler or a baby. Like once they start being mobile, oh my gosh. And he also is in a koala bear mood right now, so it's really like mommy hold me all the time, which I was holding him for his nap, but then it's kind of turned into sleeping through the night. So he has been asleep for 3 hours. It's only 8 o'clock, which means at some point he's gonna wake up. But I really needed to get a walk in with all the driving we were doing for the trip. Like we RV'd it up there. So it's 3 days driving up, day staying, meeting everyone, a day, like 3 hours to go over to the house, pack it, spend the night, next day drive back, meet everyone again. We did a professional photo shoot with the families, which is kind of fun. And then we drove back 3 more days. So all I've been doing is driving. When we got back, my health just like crashed. Like the next morning I woke up sick. And I guess that's the normal thing for parents after a vacation. You don't vacation, you just stress. So just stressed, got back, was sick. I'm better now. It was like by the afternoon I was mostly feeling better. Today I'm feeling a lot better. I'm trying to capture this. Can you even see? Oh, it's just like a little sliver of moon. I don't think you can see because the quality on the front facing camera's not that good. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I've been working on some writing here and there, kind of getting back into that, playing a lot of Animal Crossing. I just got like back on that and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a completionist. Why shouldn't I complete this entire game? So I'm gonna do that. I think the wind is probably messing with the sound, but I feel like I never post anything anymore. It's been more than 3 months. So I filmed these little tiny updates and I was like, oh, I'll do like a vlog and I'll actually be able to put them together at some point. I just don't have time to film. I'm working, or I'm taking care of a baby, or I'm driving apparently, and that's pretty much like life. But yeah, he got to play with his cousin some, and she's like the most adorable thing. She's so cute. She's 2 now. Oh my god, I can't wait for 2. She has opinions, she's chatty, oh she's wonderful. She was so cute and she was like giving him hugs and just doting on him. She was such a sweetheart. It was a fun trip. It would have been a fun trip if there was less just stress and anxiety about the entire thing. Kai was great. Baby was amazing. He didn't like it the first couple days, of course, but he kind of got used to the car thing. The Wiggles are like our godsend. The Wiggles solved all our problems. I can't buy a house until that mortgage is done, so it's gonna be a few more months without a house, and I don't know for sure if I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of videos. I don't have a good video space still. I'm staying with my parents, but we'll see what I can get up. Hopefully I can at least do some little updates like this and kind of keep you informed. And like there's videos I want to do, especially I feel like there's just like things I need to say about things, but at the same time like that's not maybe where I am in my life right now. Maybe I'm not like my main focus is making sure that like I'm saving money, that I'm buying things for Kai, that he's having a really, really good life. It's like all about baby right now, because he really needs that. Like I know he'll always need me, obviously, because I'm his mom, but like he really needs me right now. He really needs a lot of things. He really needs just like this environment to grow. So things like I've signed him up for, in the fall we're gonna be doing swimming and gymnastics. I guess there's a little like sports kind of for babies thing that in the winter he'll be old enough for. I might sign him up for that just so that he's like getting out and having experiences and doing things, like making sure that I'm working enough that I have the money for that, and then doing those things with him is my focus, so he grows up happy and healthy and loved and smart and well-rounded. Like that's my goal at the moment, and that's really where my life is focused. And so maybe now is not my time to be able to say a lot of things that a lot of people are saying that are really important and really necessary. That's my mindset. I think it's now getting too dark and you're not even going to be able to see me. I don't know how the sound quality has been because the wind has been picking up a little bit. There are positive things in the world and there are good people in the world, and we always have to kind of keep our focus there, even when it seems like that's not the case. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. I probably look like a mess, but I thought I'd give you an update from my new house. I bought a house finally. This is my purple bedroom wall because it's my room and nobody can tell me no. So I have a purple bedroom wall. I've actually just finished painting baby's room. All of the other rooms are kind of this really nice, it's gonna look purple too. It almost looks white on camera. It's called Hush. It's kind of a bluey gray, whitish color. Anyway, I really like it. So most of the house is that's kind of the neutral for the house. But my room has a beautiful purple wall. It's an older house. There's a lot of things to do. I had to have some work done. There's the paint. Oh God, I'm gonna show you. I wonder how it'll even look. I'm gonna show you. It's starting to get late, so there's not much light. Let's see if I can get the lights on in here. Okay, my color choice, their color choice, and it looks very brown to me on camera. It's sort of a pinky brown. It's not lovely. The whole house is that, except for the rooms that are slightly different colors. So like the bathroom upstairs is 3, if not 4, different paint colors. So that's really fun. They clearly couldn't color match very well when they were trying to fix some painting things. But yeah, we had to have like engineers come in to make sure the structure was okay. It was like a whole process, but it has a great backyard for the baby. He's like full toddler mode now. He's running. He's just a bundle of joy. So I don't get to see him when I'm over here doing this. Oh my goodness, there's paint all over me. I'm wearing my paint clothes. But yeah, there's still lots to do. This next week, I'm gonna get the carpets professionally steam cleaned just because they're not bad. I want to be sure, since I have a baby running around, that if he spills food and picks it up, there's nothing I don't know about on the carpet, you know? Yeah, so I've been working really, really hard on the house whenever I get some time off of work. Really, I'm just taking a lot of time off of work. I'm putting in my PTO. Not as good news. Zuko has been doing really poorly. I went on a 2-week trip, and when I came back, he had lost just a ton of weight. And there was nothing physically wrong. We sort of chalked it up to depression. He was gaining weight back. He was doing better. And then he slipped right back downhill again. So we've done blood work. He actually has an ultrasound this week. And let's be hopeful. Let's just really, really hope that it's something that can be treated. But his blood work could indicate a lot of things, but cancer is one of those things. So that's rough. And I mean, moving in is really stressful. Just the amount of work to do. I mean, okay, this kitchen was like brown too. It's just a little kitchen. And I did a chalkboard door. I thought a chalkboard door would be so cute for baby growing up. Oh, here we go. Oh, much better lighting. This is the only room that's not that Hush color. This is called Ginger Sugar. It just looked a lot better in the kitchen. It goes nicely, like flows, but it almost has like a greenish tint. I was worried it would be minty, but it's actually it's almost coming out like it's white, but it works in here because the green tones kind of work with the rest of it. So yeah, so yeah, a lot of stress, but a lot of good things. I guess the other stressful thing is that baby's growing so fast, like just shooting up. They said after a year he would kind of slow down in growth, like height wise, and he has not. He's not doing that at all. But he's also running now. And so rather than like gaining weight like you'd expect, he just keeps dropping percentiles. Like he actually he kind of lost weight. He also did have a hunger strike week, but I know that's normal for toddlers, and I know he's growing and he's healthy, but the doctor's concerned because he went from like, I think he was originally like the 60th percentile and he's down to the 20th percentile just because he's growing taller and not gaining any weight. Since he turned a year, he has not gained any weight. So try buying clothes for a really, really like tallest some 2-year-olds toddler who is really skinny. He doesn't fit anything, and he's outgrowing things really fast. He just like keeps being on growth spurts. But so my 7-foot child but yeah, so I think I've got to sit down and stitch videos together and do like more of a yay update once I actually have stuff. But the carpets get cleaned this week, the furniture gets delivered this week, it's all been in storage, just so I could get the house together. There were a couple things that needed to be done, like safety wise, before moving in, and then I wanted to do the painting anyway. So yeah, that's where we are with that. Yeah, once I've got the whole setup, I'm sure I'll do a little bit more of a catch-up video, but I haven't posted in like a year. So this is the catch-up for this one. Hey, so I have a pretty sad update. I'm just gonna give it while I'm sick. I have a horrible head cold. I think it was just the stress and everything. Kai got sick for like 2 days, but his could have been a tooth-related thing, and then I just got hit. Today's like the worst I've been. So I have a terrible head cold. But Zuko didn't make it. The ultrasound found kind of an anomaly in his small intestine. I ended up going ahead and scheduling the surgery, even though he was actually a lot perkier after having the pain shot for arthritis that they found in his legs. He was really a lot perkier. He was kind of back to his old self, but he wasn't gaining weight still. We did go ahead with the surgery. There was an obstruction. The surgery went great. There was an obstruction, and they also cut out a part of his intestine that went for biopsy. I haven't heard about it because it doesn't really matter anymore. He came home, he was okay, he was hungry. I actually left for a couple of hours to go to my parents' house. When I came back, he had thrown up, which he had had some food. I should have been more diligent about making sure he only had the food that they gave him. So he got some dry food and threw it up. And then he was, feeling a little puny, and I was trying to get him to wear the cone, and he was kind of trying to stay away from me, kind of mad at me, which I understood. But I sort of set him up for the night, made sure he was okay. That night, luckily I'm sick enough, I don't think I'm going to cry about it, but that night, around 5 a.m., I was up with Kai, and then I found Zuko had my room is the coldest room in this house. And that's where he was staying. And he had rather than stay on any of the warm blankets, found his way into a little corner where it was really cold. And he had thrown up, and he was just laying there. So the clinic who did the surgery opened at 7. This was about 5 a.m. And I called them and let them know what was happening. And I got him, put him on a nice warm blanket and tried to get him warm. He had some medicines, mostly for pain, and I got him to eat the medicines. But then he threw up again. By then it was about time. My dad actually came over to sit with Kai because he wasn't up yet, and it was the coldest morning of the entire year so far too. So it was like, I don't know, it was less than 10 degrees outside Fahrenheit. So I timed it so I would leave the house like the moment they opened their doors, and I got that exactly. They had been just about to call me back too, apparently, when I got in. So we got in quickly. His temperature was really low. They got him warmed up. They got him on fluids. He stayed from 7 a.m. when they opened. He stayed there till about 4:30, I think, is when I eventually picked him up, and he was doing a lot better. But they recommended going to an overnight clinic. There's a lot of steps along the way where I'm like, if I had done something different, maybe things would be different. But I was just trusting the medical professionals, each step. So we had to go to a different clinic for overnight. So I ended up transporting him to the overnight clinic. And I was there for like an hour with them. Not a huge fan of that clinic. But so he stayed there. They wanted to do blood work. So I said that was fine. Pretty early I think they called around 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and said he wasn't doing good. His sodium levels were high, but we kind of talked about, she thought he was having a neurological problem, like a brain injury was occurring. But if you know anything about Zuko from her previous videos, like that's just how he is. Like all of the neurological things she was thinking were new and onset were things that he's always had and always been. So I was just like, no, he's fine. The high sodium, I have no idea. We don't have previous blood work from before all of this happened. So I don't know if that's just his norm or not, because his previous blood test also had high sodium. But everything else was kind of okay. Like obviously bad because he had just had surgery, but wasn't like outrageous in any category other than that. But when I went to go see him, that doctor was actually like terrible. She just kept pushing euthanasia, just pushing, and I was like, I'm taking him home. Like he wouldn't even lift his head. He was so depressed, and so I was like, well, I'm taking him home, and that was on Thanksgiving. Yeah, and he just didn't make it through the day. I sat with him the whole day, pretty much only like to eat was the only time I wasn't actually sitting with him. My parents watched Kaye, and I just sat with him the whole day, so he was nice and warm. Yeah, just, it's like a lot of things I wish I hadn't done. Like, I wish we hadn't done the surgery. I don't know how much longer he'd have been okay. Like he did have obstruction, but he was so much happier. I wish I had sent him to the overnight clinic. Maybe he was just so depressed from, like he was my Velcro cat. I think maybe if I hadn't, let them do the blood work, maybe that was the thing that kind of pushed it too far. If I had not gone to my parents, if I just stayed with him the whole time, if I had, confined him a little bit more so he couldn't crawl away and get so cold. He was so cold. But yeah, I sat with him when his heart stopped. It was just with him. So, yeah, that's the update. Little update. I, of course, filmed that, and then a few hours later the doctor called with the biopsy results for Zuko. And he did have a lipoma, like a malignant cancer, like an aggressive one. So that was what was in his intestines and was probably elsewhere in his body. So I'm guessing he just couldn't fight that in the surgery, and he probably wouldn't have been able to fight it much longer, it sounds like. So it doesn't help, but that's what it was. I want to emphasize Pi and Toph are both happy and healthy kitties. It's just, this year's probably been the worst one of my life. And then my Mulan pillow is there too. There's a heated pad under that bed. There's painting going on, so they're staying in the room here. But yeah, it's like all the things with Kaye have been the best thing in the world, and I swear he's probably the reason I don't want to walk out into traffic kind of thing right now. But I think this has probably been the worst year of my life. a lot of beautiful things, a lot of upsides, a lot of amazing things watching the baby grow. But it's been pretty awful in a lot of ways too. Probably can't tell too well. I've put a tiny portion of my poetry collection up on the shelf. Ta-da! But yeah, so anyway, that's what's been going on in my life. Obviously, some really, really bad news, but things kind of just keep moving forward. That's just how life is. So that's my update for right now. There's a lot of videos that I would like to make. There's some updates that I want to give, just having to do with the house and everything like that. So if you're still here watching with me, I really appreciate it. I know that was a really big hiatus, but raising a baby is really tough. It doesn't allow for a lot of just room to do things like this, and then not living, on your own, living with my parents. There was also that kind of it's just more awkward to do videos when there's other people in the house. Like, I'm used to doing videos by myself. To be honest, like, I know for divorced people, like, one of the big things is, oh my God, you're living alone. But like, I lived alone a lot. Most of my marriage was spent alone. Like, half my marriage, I was alone. Like, every summer, I was totally alone. So it actually feels kind of natural to be by myself. Like, obviously the baby, but during the day he spends with the grandparents, and I'm just in the house by myself, just working because I'm working from home, and getting a few things unpacked. And it's like, I've done this. I've unpacked and built a house before. It wasn't an old house, so it didn't have some of the same needs that this house has, but I've done this before. Like, this isn't unusual for me, which is kind of a weird thing. Like, the thing that's different is there isn't just like your person to bounce ideas off of and to talk to all the time. Like, I've got friends, but it's not quite the same as, having a significant other. So that's been kind of the biggest difference, I guess. But otherwise, like, I've done this. I've been on my own before quite a bit. Like, my whole marriage, pretty much, I was on my own so much. So yeah, it's just kind of a weird place to be, but this house is cool, and I hope you'll kind of stick around. I can at least like do a little house tour or something maybe for my next video to kind of get you acquainted. I have a cool backyard. I don't know how much of that I want to show on camera, but my backyard is really neat. It has this beautiful big deck. All right, we'll go into that in the next video if you're still with me. Also, the tattoo, now that's all healed, it's not really designed to be seen from that side. It's designed to be seen by me. But yeah, my cool dragon tattoo. Anyway, I'll talk about tattoos a little bit too. There's just like some things I've learned. So those will be the videos coming up in the future. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.